Welcome, seekers of wisdom, to a journey that bridges the ancient and the modern, the philosophical and the personal. Today, we explore a question as old as humanity itself. How can we build, nurture, and sustain meaningful relationships in a world of constant change, uncertainty, and emotional turbulence? What if the answers lie not in the latest self-help trends, but in the timeless teachings of the Stoics, those ancient philosophers who taught us how to live with virtue, resilience, and inner peace? In this video, we'll dive deep into the heart of Stoic philosophy and discover how its principles can transform the way we love, connect, and relate to others. Whether you're seeking harmony in romantic love, friendship, family, or even your relationship with yourself, the Stoics offer profound guidance. So, settle in. Let's embark on a journey through time, thought, and the human heart. Before we can apply Stoicism to our relationships, we must first understand what Stoicism truly is. Stoicism is an ancient Greek philosophy founded in the 3rd century BCE by Zeno of Citium. Its most famous practitioners, Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, lived centuries apart but shared a common vision, a life lived in accordance with nature, guided by reason, and anchored in virtue. At its core, Stoicism teaches us this: some things are within our control, others are not. Our judgments, actions, and choices are ours to command. External events, the actions of others, and the outcomes of our efforts are not. The Stoic path is one of self-mastery, acceptance, and the pursuit of wisdom. It is not about suppressing emotion, but about understanding and guiding it. But what does this have to do with relationships? Everything, because relationships are where our deepest joys and sorrows are born. They are the crucible in which our character is tested, our values revealed, and our capacity for love and resilience forged. Let's begin with love, the force that binds us, uplifts us, and sometimes breaks us. The Stoics recognized the power of love, but they also warned against unhealthy attachment. Seneca wrote, "He who depends on himself will never be disappointed." But does this mean we should not love? Should we become cold, detached, or indifferent? Absolutely not. The Stoics believed in philia, deep, virtuous friendship and love, but they cautioned against pathos, passionate, uncontrolled attachment that makes us slaves to fortune. Epictetus said, "When you kiss your child, say to yourself, tomorrow he may die." At first, this sounds harsh, even cruel, but Epictetus is not telling us to love less. He is telling us to love wisely, to love with the awareness that all things are impermanent, that every person we cherish is mortal, every relationship fragile. This awareness does not diminish love, it deepens it. It frees us from the chains of fear and possessiveness. It allows us to love fully, without clinging, without demanding, without illusion. In today's world, we often confuse love with possession. We fear loss, and so we grasp, control, and suffocate the very people we care about. The Stoic approach invites us to love with open hands, to cherish but not cling, to give but not demand, to accept but not expect. Imagine how this could transform your relationships. Perhaps the most powerful Stoic teaching is the dichotomy of control. Epictetus wrote, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not." In relationships, this means we cannot control how others feel, think, or act. We can only control our own thoughts, words, and deeds. How often do we try to change our partners, friends, or family members? How much suffering is born from the illusion that we can or should control others? The Stoic path is to focus on our own virtue, our own responses, our own growth. Suppose your partner is upset. You want them to be happy. You try to fix their mood, to change their feelings, but their emotions are not within your control. What is within your control? Your empathy, your patience, your willingness to listen without judgment, your choice to respond with kindness rather than react with frustration. This is not passivity, it is wisdom. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Much of our relationship pain comes from imagined fears, unmet expectations, and the desire to control the uncontrollable. The Stoic invites us to let go, to do our best, and accept the rest. For the Stoics, the highest good is virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Relationships, then, are not about getting what we want, but about practicing virtue together. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. But I have seen the beauty of good and the ugliness of evil, and have recognized that the wrongdoer has a nature related to my own. This is not cynicism. It is preparation. It is the recognition that every person we meet is imperfect, just like us. The Stoic relationship is a training ground for virtue, wisdom, understanding ourselves and others, courage, facing difficult conversations and emotions, justice, treating others fairly with respect and dignity, temperance, managing our desires, impulses, and reactions. Modern application: imagine approaching every interaction as an opportunity to practice virtue, to listen deeply, speak honestly, forgive generously, and love wisely. This is the Stoic way. No relationship is free from conflict. The Stoics knew this well. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." The Stoic approach to conflict is threefold. Pause and reflect. Before reacting, ask, is this within my control? What virtue can I practice here? Assume good intent. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that others act from their own beliefs and limitations. Can we see their humanity, even in their mistakes? Respond, don't react. Choose your response with wisdom and compassion. Do not let anger or pride dictate your actions. Practical example: a friend betrays your trust. The pain is real. The Stoic does not deny this, but instead of lashing out or withdrawing, the Stoic asks, what is the wise, just, and courageous response? Can I forgive? Can I set boundaries? Can I learn and grow? Forgiveness for the Stoic is not weakness. It is strength. It is the recognition that holding on to anger harms us more than the other. Perhaps the hardest lesson in relationships is letting go. The Stoics remind us that everything is transient. People come and go. Love changes. Friendships fade. Even the closest bonds are not immune to time and fate. Epictetus said, "Never say about anything, 'I have lost it,' but only, 'I have given it back.'" This is not cold detachment. It is radical acceptance. To love deeply and yet be willing to let go when the time comes. To grieve but not destroyed. To remember that our happiness does not depend on any one person, but on our own character and choices. Modern application: breakups, estrangements, even death. These are part of the human experience. The Stoic grieves, but does not despair. They honor the love that was and embrace the life that remains. Letting go is not forgetting. It is remembering with gratitude and moving forward with courage. Before we can love others well, we must learn to love ourselves. The Stoics taught that our worth is not dependent on external validation, but on our own virtue. Seneca wrote, "The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today." How often do we seek happiness in others, neglecting our own growth and fulfillment? The Stoic practices self-reflection, self-discipline, and self-compassion. They cultivate inner peace so that they can bring peace to others. Solitude is not loneliness. It is the space in which we come to know ourselves, to heal, to grow. Practical exercise: spend time each day in reflection. Ask yourself, what virtues did I practice today? Where did I fall short? How can I love more wisely tomorrow? This is the foundation of all healthy relationships. How do we apply these ancient teachings in our fast-paced, digital, and often disconnected world? Practice presence. Put away distractions. Listen deeply. Be fully present with those you love. Communicate with honesty and kindness. Speak your truth, but with compassion. Seek to understand before being understood. Set healthy boundaries. Respect your own needs and limits, and honor those of others. Embrace impermanence. Cherish every moment, knowing it is fleeting. Do not take love for granted. Cultivate gratitude. Focus on what you have, not what you lack. Appreciate the people in your life, flaws and all. 6. Seek growth, not perfection. Every relationship is a journey. Learn from your mistakes, forgive yourself and others. As we come to the end of our journey, let us remember, the Stoic heart is not cold or distant. It is open, courageous, and wise. It loves deeply, but without illusion. It gives freely, but without expectation. It grieves, but does not despair. It lets go, but does not forget. In a world of uncertainty, the Stoic finds peace, not in the actions of others, but in the cultivation of their own character. So, as you move forward in your relationships, romantic, familial, friendly, or with yourself, carry these